This episode contains discussions of dissociation and the death of pets. Listen at your own discretion. It is Thursday, the 13th of June, 2024. My name is Pigeon Rose, and this is my Song of the Day. We're talking about an artist who we have talked about before, and that is Cavetown, good old Robbie Skinner. We previously talked about Hug All Your Friends, which is a song that went through many different versions. But today, given that it is Animal Week, we're going to be talking about a song called Pigeon. You might understand why I like this song. Incidentally, I did like this song. This song did come out before I chose the name Pigeon, but I'm not going to get into the whole thing of why I chose the name Pigeon. If you know me, you understand. But pigeons have been long associated with me, so it was still something that I liked about the song. Now, there's an interesting thing about doing the song in Animal Week, because the song barely references a pigeon. But I had previously been under the impression that this song was also about Robin's chameleon, Casper. According to a lot of comments on Genius and Reddit, it is not. And according to others, it is. So I'm torn on it. I'm still going to talk about it because it is a possible interpretation. And he is actually mentioned in the song. I want to make that clear. But it's a whole thing. We'll get into it after we listen. And we will do that now and then come back in a few minutes and talk about it. Another very short one, but I mean, Cavetown has a lot of short songs, so that makes sense. So, I don't even know where to start. I think I'm just going to start going through the lyrics because I want to start talking about it. Circling around the kitchen, why has nothing changed? Feed cucumber sandwich to a pigeon. Chip and nail varnish on guitar strings. Got a pillowcase made out of money. Feeling pretty fake when I wake up. Tissue paper castle paper caddy. Scaly little friends got my back up. So, Robbie has said that this song is about dissociation, which makes complete sense. Circling around the kitchen, why has nothing changed? You know, it describes that feeling of aimlessness, right? And sort of almost despair. Why has nothing changed, right? Feed cucumber sandwich to a pigeon is such a weird line to include here, but someone on Genius said that it's like imitating his pacing and finding things to distract himself. So I was like, maybe he's calling himself a pigeon, or he's just saying that he would feed someone. Anyway, chip and nail varnish on guitar strings. I mean, he wears a lot of nail polish in his videos, so that makes sense. Tissue paper castle paper caddy, presumably referring to all of the tissues piling up, whether from crying or whether he's sick. And then the last line, scaly little friends got my back up. So that's referring to his panther chameleon Casper, who unfortunately passed, I believe, from cancer not long before this album was made. And so a lot of the songs on the album reference him, or one song, Big Bull in the Sky, is specifically about him. And I considered doing that instead today because it's specifically about him. But I didn't want to do that the same week that I did fucking Tomcat Disposables, Jesus Christ. Also, I prefer this song just generally. But anyway, so he mentions his chameleon in this song about dissociation as having his backup, and it's like it really shows how close he was to this pet, you know? And then the chorus is, didn't give me time to say goodbye in the way that I wanted to. So honey, close your eyes and stay like you're supposed to do. Don't you want to give me time to write another song for you? So you could interpret this as being like a breakup song, like he's pacing around the kitchen thinking about this person he was dating and, you know, asking them, like, you know, despairing that he didn't get time to say goodbye. Don't you want me to write another song for you? You could also think of it as maybe being about a family member who died, or a friend, a loved one. So it could be about that. But this is what made me think it was about Casper, because you referenced the scaly little friend, and then you got this line about, didn't give me time to say goodbye. Don't you want me to write another song for you? Because he's written several songs about Casper. So it's really interesting to me that there's like conflicting feelings of whether this is actually about him. But I really did think it was. And I think that's a valid interpretation of it, because it seems like Robbie has said that it's about dissociation, but he hasn't said it's not about Casper. Anyway, second verse. Fuzzy feeling and I miss you. Why can nothing stay the same? Fucking stupid head, I'm gonna kill you. Melt all your art and drink the paint. I am not a beast, I'm not a monster. I don't care what you say. You can't have the bad guys without a hero, and I'm the only one who's got a cape. So I love this sequence of fuzzy feeling and I miss you is such a like sweet, I mean it's a sad line obviously, but fuzzy feeling and I miss you is a very kind of sweet way to phrase it. Why can nothing stay the same, in direct contrast to why does nothing change in the first verse. And then fucking stupid head, I'm gonna kill you. I had always just heard it as stupid head, like calling someone else a stupid head. I'm going to kill you. But people have pointed out that he's referring to his head as being stupid, like that it's doing this to him. It's giving these mental health issues or dissociation, you know. Melt all your art and drink the paint. Makes it sound like a self-destructive thing about not, you know, if he's melting all of his brain's art and drinking the paint, like it really feels like he's raging against his own brain, you know. And then I'm Not a Beast, I'm Not a Monster is an interesting, it's a direct contrast to his song Home or This Is Home, depending on the version, which contains this refrain of get a load of this monster, referring to himself, right? Get a load of this train wreck. So it's interesting, he says, I am not a beast, I'm not a monster here. I don't care what you say, like he's talking to his own brain. I don't care if you tell me that I'm a beast or a monster. You kind of have the bad guys without a hero, and I'm the only one who's got a cape. It's like this second verse is him arguing with his own brain, with his own dissociation, saying, no, I'm not going to let you convince me that I'm bad. I'm better than I think I am, right? And then the chorus, again, didn't give me time to say goodbye in the way that I wanted to, so honey, close your eyes and stay like you're supposed to do. Don't know how I'm going to live without, but I'll stay strong for you. So it's interesting contrasting these verses that are very clearly about dissociation and mental illness and kind of arguing with your own head about it. And then you got the chorus, which is about missing someone who's gone. And it really does feel like it's about Casper. I know he's lost other people. I mean, he has a whole album referencing a friend of his who also unfortunately died of cancer. So I'm not saying it's impossible that it's about someone else, but it really did feel like it, especially with the reference to him in the lyric and the album that it's on having other references to Casper. But it is interesting that if you're going to write a song about a chameleon, that you would call it Pigeon. Pigeon is just such a strange title for this song, honestly, because the feed cucumber sandwich to a pigeon, it feels like such a non sequitur in the song. Maybe there's an imagery to it that I'm not understanding, but nonetheless, I really like this song. Musically, it's very simple, although I do love that kind of lilting synthy sound, and I like the kind of the progression of it, how it starts with just the ukulele and then the synths and the drums, so that when he gets to the fucking stupid headline, it hits a bit harder than if he's just singing that with the ukulele, you know. There's also a music video which just shows him like in various places with the camera shaking every time there's a bass drum. It's a simple video, well made though, because of course it is a shot of him in a bath while the shower's going, you know, usual stuff. It sounds, now that's a dissociation to me. I don't think I have much else to say about it. Again, it was just much like Dog Days Are Over yesterday. It's just another one of those songs that popped into my head when I thought of Animal Week, even though it might not really be about an animal, but it does mention two different animals, so it counts. I swear. This might be the shortest episode of this podcast yet, because I truly do not have much to say about it. But hey, I love this song. I hope you enjoyed it too. Please leave a comment, give a like, give a subscription, all that jazz, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
Break it down.
This episode contains this. Tissue paper castle paper caddy. Scaly little friends got my back up. Wow. Tissue paper castle paper caddy is hard to say quickly. That's a fucking tongue twister. Tissue paper castle paper caddy. Anyway.